Yo, this is Waffle. It's been a little while, and now I'm doing my second attempt at recording this because I didn't cover everything I wanted to cover in the 15 minutes I had to talk. Somehow. Some kind of magical fuck up. And now I have dot points. I have more than a single dot point on my notepad document here, so I can actually remember what I want to talk about, and hopefully I'll expand on all this and actually cover all my bases, because even after I just failed to record, I still don't think I wrote everything down that I want to talk about. I haven't written a script, it's just dot points, so wish me luck. Right now, I am playing on NovaRO. This is Battlegrounds, you're seeing from NovaRO, where I'm doing some Battlegrounds with my mate Maraga, and my incredible best friend XXX Dark Naruto XXX. And NovaRO right now is basically, it's my favorite server. This is the first server that I've really played since Essence, or I thought this is my home server. I was on Woon for a long time, I did a lot on Woon, but especially towards the end of that server, it just felt like a joke. We'd log on and do WoW, and that was it. And then they introduced that donate for that cash point for Zenny NPC, where it was just oh, so you're saying that I can just donate $100 and then become the richest person on the server and buy whatever I want. And then after that, it really was just log on for WoW, because I can just go on and buy whatever the hell I want. But anyway, I'll stop dissing Woon. That server's gone, it's dead and gone. 20 people online besides Vens, maybe even less, who cares? Got fucked up. @Duel still broken after 6 months. I'm not even salty, except that I am. Nova is wicked, and here's a few reasons why. It has a lot of the recent instances that most other private servers I don't think I've even heard of. The music that hopefully I'll have playing now if I don't have a stroke and forget to put it in the video, is the theme music for the Nightmare Jitterbug, because there's a story behind wanting to use this music. It's a really short one. I was doing this with Seth and I think Masa. Anyway, it doesn't matter who I was doing with, y'all know me, and I can't expect you to know all my friends. I was doing this with some mates, we're doing Nightmare Jitterbug, and Seth's just hey, turn on the music. I turn it on, and it's just, it's not the music for some mysterious and potentially scary adventure through a dungeon filled with little midget plant people. It's it's you're going to the club. Only it's a jazz club for preteens, but whatever. But the instances are great, the gear you can get from them is good, and it can be competitive with endgame gear for all scenarios, especially for PvM. You've got the hero stuff from Morse Cave, I think, and Bios Island. Maybe it's only Morse Cave, but anyway, you've got that gear. That shit's great for PvM. And you've got shit like the hero rings, which can be enchanted to just be endgame gear in general. Now, the second reason why I love NovaRO is because it runs our Athena. I really underestimated how much better our Athena is than Hercules. In Hercules, the damage formulas are messed up a bit. You'd have ranges that just pop unlimit with instant cast Arrow Storm. If you don't block that straight away or have a ludicrous amount of health and range resist, you're dead. And everyone you know and love around you is also dead. Everyone's dead, not even the people that you don't know and love. You could be standing next to Donald Trump. He's dead too, because he can't tank that. And it was just kind of ridiculous. Shura's didn't die, but that has nothing to do with Hercules formulas. That was just a Wound thing, because you could farm Yigs. So, you give a Shura an unlimited supply of Yigs, and you either one-shot them or they don't die, which is evidenced by the videos I have where I'm playing Shura. I get into situations where I really should have died, and I just don't because I had Yigs and can snap away. And now, Nova has very active battlegrounds, especially for this time period where most servers are, you've got your big servers that are Talon and all that. Talon's not a good example, because Talon is the Dark Ages of RO. You should not play Talon RO. And, the Battlegrounds on here, to put it simply, it's alive daily. If you want to play if you want to come and do Battlegrounds, and you want to play Renewal, you should come here. No questions asked. The population's good. Leveling isn't too fast. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, well, I have to grind for 6 months to max my character, or else it's not Ragnarok. If it was up to me, I'd log on, talk to an NPC, and be max level straight away. PVM is for shitheads. But I tolerated it long enough to max out a Sorcerer, somehow, which is like, Sorcerer's like, what does it do in PVM? The answer is absolutely nothing. But anyway, the Battlegrounds is active daily, gets up to like 10 to 15 versus 10 to 15, but most of the time you will see it just be 3v3 KVM, sometimes might get to 4v4, 5v5, but then especially during happy hour, which happens twice a day as far as I know, it can really pick up to that 10v10, and then when you get into the conquest and shit, like what's going on now, it's a lot of fun. And now, I want to talk about class balance in general. I had a couple of classes up here to talk about, but I'm going to start with one I didn't have noted down, and that's Warlock. On Woon, Warlock did absolutely nothing. Warlock, it did Jack Frost to freeze people, and, that was it. Like, I have that one video where I played Warlock, I was like, I'm gonna get all this overpowered gear, I'm gonna be fucking strong as shit, most powerful dude in the universe, and I'm just gonna kill everyone. I could not kill anyone. The people I killed at the start of that video were people that, like, weren't maxed and weren't geared. They just wanted to come in and see what WoW was like, and I just, like, shoved them out in front of traffic on my Warlock to, like, make myself look powerful. Like, Warlock did nothing. But now, let me tell you about intense telekinesis and how it actually fucking works in our Athena. There are a few sorcerers, most notoriously, obviously, is Skeleton King, who's got, like, all the gear he needs to make that shit powerful, and he can pop intense telekinesis, walk at you, and just, like, 3-shot you with soul expansion. And my Sorcerer, which is easily one of the tankiest classes in the game, if he does White Imprison to me, amplifies, and then does a soul expansion with intense telekinesis, it will one-shot me. Like, it's absolutely outrageous, and I fucking love it, because I'm used to Warlock just being useless, and I loved High Wizard in pre-renewal, but now it's just, I'd given up on it. I thought it was just some fucking meme class that does nothing but AoE screen-wide freeze. Now I'll get to the classes I actually have dot points about. Sorcerer, which is what I'm playing right now. It's my only max level character, I have it geared, and I'm not too interested in getting any other classes done, because I'm having fun with this, I'm still learning how to play it, and I really want to get to a stage where I think I'm very good at Sorcerer before I really re-roll. Because of how the big damage dealers I'm used to on Woon do less damage on Nova and our Athena, Sorcerer feels a lot more tanky. Like, I don't have to be scared of rangers coming out of nowhere and one-shotting me with Unlimited Arrow Storm anymore. You want to know how much that shit does to my Sorcerer? I've never taken more than half of my health from an Unlimited Arrow Storm. Like, you can still kill people with Unlimited Arrow Storm, but you're not going to one-shot one of the tankiest classes in the game anymore, because that's fucking bullshit. But what is bullshit is Diamond Dust. You've probably seen me do that quite a few times, and if you're not familiar with Renewal, you're probably going to be thinking, hey, why do these people just sort of stand there and do nothing after you Diamond Dust them? Crystallize is why. It's complete fucking total horse shit. It freezes you for like 5 seconds, you can't move, do anything, your skills or items getting hit doesn't remove it, so you Diamond Dust someone, if you see them they have that status, I swap my +6 Vellum Arc Wand, drop all my AoEs on them and hope to Jesus that they die, and surprisingly usually they do, which is one thing I love about Renewal, is that support classes can sub into damage builds and actually be useful at all times. Now, since I'm running out of time, I'm going to have to really talk about this quickly. Shadow Chaser combats tanky classes. If you have a guy that's tanking like your entire team in Battlegrounds, which will happen every now and then, because like I've had rounds in Battlegrounds where I've done like 3v3 KVM, my teammates die, and I fight the other 3 guys by myself for like 2 or 3 minutes before they manage to kill me. Obviously I don't kill them, because it's kind of hard to cast these AoEs with 3 people hitting me at once, but with a Shadow Chaser. They come up to you, and you're like, hey, you're tanking all those people, there goes your weapon and shield, now you can't use skills. Shadow Chasers punish you for playing the game, basically. I shouldn't call them balanced, they're really, really annoying. But I like that they can make it so one person isn't a demigod anymore. You have a Shadow Chaser come up, rip their stuff off whether they like it or not, and that person will die, the round will continue. Easy, no problem. Now, Royal Guard. This is something that I think a lot of people are going to get confused about coming from Hercules to our Athena, because Royal Guard was disgustingly powerful in Hercules. You could overbrand people for their entire fucking house and mortgage and all that. No problem. You can't really do that anymore, not as safely as you could. If you have Braigi, you can spam it, and then it becomes threatening. If you have a Vellum Glaive, you can hit them for quite a bit. Exceed Break is an option that should always be looked into as well. But the big thing with Royal Guards that you're going to have to know to do if you want to play it is Pinpoint Attack to get rid of gear. And then if you overbrand after you get rid of a shield, especially with a Vellum Glaive, you're probably looking at a one-shot, and that's really good. And now finally, if I have enough time, Shura. It's not a demigod class anymore. You don't have an infinite supply of Yigs. Comboing is a little bit more sensible. Your damage is toned down a little bit. Like, I've tanked more Azuras than have killed me in Battlegrounds on my Sorcerer. Now, I don't know if that's because people don't have gear or what, but it's a fact that I have tanked quite a lot of them. And I think that's pretty much all I have to talk about, because right about here, in like 10 seconds from now, my external hard drive ran out of space, and you didn't get to see the end of this amazing fight between me and this Warlock. And that's it. It's gone. It's over. Peace out.